So your first movement here, okay, is sorry, your setup here. So we talked about your right arm. Okay, so I've put that line there. It's too vertical. The right arm's too down. Okay.
So it needs to be more of an angle.
It needs to be more at an angle here. Now, as you start to then swing, if we go to the right picture here, you'll see that shimmy in your hips. Look, it's like a lateral movement in your hips. There's no rotation. So if you look at your right hip, watch where it's going to get pushed to. It almost gets pushed a little bit out to the right. Now,
I just remember something else that Steve was telling me. I don't know if it's relevant, but my hands were very high.
At the top of your swing?
At the top of my swing.
Yeah, that's
so
how you
trying
move.
to get them more over to my right shoulder.
Yeah.
Because they're almost
forget all that, because you can't do that. It's physically impossible. So if you look at your address position here, the two lines I've put there.
Yeah.
What's your right hip? You see how the right hip's buckling? It's coming out. Now you watch any good player. Watch my right hip. So it rotates around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yours isn't rotating, lot. So you imagine a line lot. There. You've gone that way. Watch how I move. Every good player rotates. Remember, everything we do is a circle.
Yeah.
If that's going to turn, where does it go? That way? It rotates, so it's got to come backwards. So the right hip has got to move a fraction.
I remember us doing that last time I was here.
There, that's one of your biggest keys. That's one of your biggest keys. So we've laterally moved off the ball now. Heads move outside the box. For me, the head has its own golf swing. Your head has its own little mini golf swing. Well, to me, the head movement isn't this. If your head's doing that, it's telling you all you need to know about what's happening underneath it. Yeah? So if I rotate, what's my head? It's rotating, pivoting. So the head moves, but it moves like that. It doesn't move like that. So it's telling us what's happening underneath. So your head should have rotated, where watch what your head does. Your face, in effect, goes. It tries to stay looking straight. You're trying to keep your head still. Well, then everything underneath it is rocking. So watch how you look at the ball from the top. Look, it's like, I'm trying to look this way at the ball. Yeah? So then your head eventually slides across because everything is sliding. So from here, the right arm is going to try and fold, but because it's so down and locked, the first one with a slide, it's causing that. So that's the reason why you're still holding that position. The right arm is locked, vertical. Going to do that with the foot. It can't fold. Okay? So there's no rotation. So now look, the shoulder turn's getting steeper, so there's no rotation. Left shoulder's starting to go down. Watch your head in the box. It starts to go forward and down. So there's no rotation. So if this is going down, what are these going to do? They're going to go up.
Yeah, that's why.
So the arms are too high. So I'm going to give you a couple of drills to do. Head cover drill under your right arm, get everything folded. Yeah. So then from the top here, we move to this one. Now we're sliding. Now we're sliding. So there's no rotation now onto the ball. Yeah? It's all a slide. So we look from here. Oh, where's the turn? There's no rotation now of the body. There can't be. So everything slides. Everything's sliding underneath the ball. So now look, your shoulders slightly open, not bad. Hips aren't open, hardly anything. So now we're in a stuck position. So the easy option, I'll flip the arms up. So your arms now have to go around your body. Yeah? Look at that big hand rotation there. Look at it. Well, if you activate that early, where's the ball going to go? It's going to go out of bounds left. Too late, it's going to lose the ball right. So now look, your arms are going again back vertical because there's no rotation. Get your right foot. Get that there. Where should that be now? That should be fully there. It should be fully already rotated out. So how can you move your right foot? Because there's no bloody rotation. So I'm going to give you loads of circle drills to do. I'm going to give you each part of your body a drill to do. Okay? So I'm going to put it into 3 areas. Right, and this is the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'm going to email this to you. Is I want you to look at the swing in these parts. Knees. hips out that way, shoulders, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Backswing, that turns more, that turns less, that turns even least amount, that turns the least amount. Most amount on the backswing, least amount, less.
That's it, yeah.
Downswing rotates out more than anything.
Right.
Second amount, less, but still has to be turning. So you watch your movements. There. Okay. Again, not really any rotation. Now look at your knees. They're not moving. They're not rotating. They do a little bit there, a little bit. But how can you get off this right foot? There's no rotation. Yeah?
Yeah.
So if we can get that, all of a sudden then the swing's not going to look underneath, it's going to look more on top with the club shallowy, then you can release and turn over and swing. Okay?
Yeah.
Good.